Hi, this is Ramu, Associate Professor, Department of CSC, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering, Hyderabad. In last class, we have seen input-output functions. Right? In this class, we are going to see operators. See, operators are very important because every part of your program is going to operate with the operators. Right? See here, operators are going to broadly divide into three types: unary, binary, ternary. See, unary, a variable or operand is going to work with a single. One operator is going to work with a single operand, then it is called as a unary operator. One operator going with single operand, then it is called as a unary operator. See, for example, here minus a plus b. Here minus is the operator, right? It is going to work with the a single operand, and plus 2 operator with the single operand is called as a unary. Coming to the binary. Binary means a operator is going to work with the two operands. A operator is going to work with the two operands. See, a plus b. See, here plus is called as a binary plus. It is a binary plus. Here plus is a unary plus. Unary plus. That is the difference between unary plus and binary plus. We have unary plus, have a unary minus. Binary plus, binary minus. Binary plus means it is going to work with the two operands. Unary plus means it is going to work with the single operand. Right? Is this clear? And coming to the ternary. Ternary means it is going to work with the three operands. One operator is going to work with the three operands. Then it is called as a ternary operator. In C language, it supports only one ternary operator, that is a conditional operator. See, this is an operator like this. Question mark with colon is called as a conditional operator. The operator works with three operands. See, if you observe clearly, this is a ternary operator. Ternary operator. Is this clear? The operators are divided into three types: unary, binary, ternary, based on the operands. If a operator works with a single operand, then it is called as a unary. A operator with the double operand, two operands, then it is called as a binary. A operator works with the three operands, then it is called as a ternary operator. Is this clear? And based on the functionality, this is the based on the operation. Based on the functionality, we are going to divide the operators into 8 types. See, I'm going to tell you the 8 operators with the 8 letters. You know Lara. Lara is a great West Indies cricketer. The Lara is commented on BCCA. You know BCCA, Indian Cricket Board, right? Right? Board of Indian Cricket Board. Here, Lara is commented on BCCA. Means based on these 4 letters, 8 letters, I'm going to explain all your operators. The first one, L, right? L is the logical operator. Please note this. L is the logical operator. Logical operators works with the logical operations. Logical operations. We'll see one by one. Next, A. A means assignment operator. Assignment operators. You're going to assign some value to the particular variable. And R. R is the relational operator. R is the relational operator. And coming to the A. A is the arithmetic operators. You know very well. From childhood onwards, you work with the arithmetic operators like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Right? And coming to the next, B. B are the bitwise operators. It is going to work with the bits. It is going to work with the bits. And C. C is the conditional operator. C is the conditional operator. Comma operators are special operator. Comma operators are special operator. Next, one more C is called as a conditional operator. Conditional operator. And last one is the I. Increment and decrement operators. These are the 8 operators. These are the 8 operators who will work with the various kinds of problems. Without knowing operators, it is very tough to write a program in a C language. Every part of your program, the operator works vital role. Remember, even if you want to find a which is the largest value, then you require a relational operators. See, one by one, logical operators. Logical operators, see, logical and logical or logical not. Right? Logical and logical or logical not. If you observe the logical operators, logical and. First, we are going to discuss about the logical and. See, here, logical and is represented with the two ampersand symbols. Two ampersand symbols. If you observe the logical and is like your cup operation. Already you learned in the 10th class. As well as you can take as a multiplication operation also. For example, in a multiplication operation, 1 is there and 1 is there. What is the result? 1 only, right? If you multiply with 1, you will get 1. Exactly. So 1 multiply with 0. What you will get? 0. 0 multiply with 1. What you will get? 0. 0 multiply with 0. What you will get? 0. Means the two values 1. Then only the value will get 1. Means in logical operators, 1 means condition true. 0 means condition false. Means two conditions are true, then only condition true. Remaining all cases condition false. Is this clear? So you can take a true and true, here false, here true, here false, here false, false. Means 0 means false, 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 and condition true. Is this clear? Logical and means both conditions are true, then only condition true. This is called as a logical and. So what about logical or? What about logical or? Logical or you are going to represent with the two or symbols, means two pipe symbols. Logical or is like a plus symbol. See, for example, if you consider 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1 and 0, 0. Right? If you apply plus symbol, what is the result here? 1, 0 means 1, 0 plus 0, 1. 1 plus 1, 2. 0 plus 1, 1. 0 plus 0, 0 means non-integer. So non-zero means true. It is a true. Non-zero means true. 0 means it is a false. It is a false. Right? If you observe clearly here, see 1 plus 1 means here true and true, true and false, and condition is true. Right? True and true, condition is true. False and true, condition is true. False and false, condition goes to false. Means the two conditions are false, then only condition goes to false. In what case? Logical OR case. Only it is a false when the two conditions are false. What about OR? When two conditions are true, then only condition true in logical and sense. Is this clear? Right? Next, what about logical not? Logical not means see, it is a negation. Means if condition is true, if you apply not of or, means the condition goes to false. For example, not of false, condition goes to true. Is this clear? So these are the conditions. Let us see with the programming. See, if you apply printf of %d, comma 1 and 1. Please remember, C doesn't support Boolean data type. Boolean means true or false. So all non-zero values are going to consider true. Zero values is going to consider print. Sorry. So 0 0 0 0. Please remember, if you use a slash n means, so you're going to print your output into the next line. I'll show you how our output will get. See, in single line, right, 1 0 0 0, but we have write 4 printfs. We wrote 4 printfs, but the answer in the same line. For example, if you print your output new line, you should use slash n. Slash n is a statement. It is going to print your output in the next line. See, if you run this code, then you will get. So, have you observed this? If you apply 1 and 1, result is 1. Condition true. 1 and 0, 0. 0 and 1, 0. 0 and 0, result is 0. Is this clear? So, when you apply logical AND, the both conditions are true, then only condition is true. What happen if you apply logical OR? What happen if you apply logical OR? Observe carefully. If you apply logical OR, see, if anyone is true, condition is true. Condition is false only if both conditions are, both sides are false, then only condition false. It is very, very important. Is this clear? Is this clear? Yes, this is logical OR operator. And you know logical NOT means anyone is true. So logical NOT means condition true, condition goes to false. Otherwise condition goes to true. That's all. This is the logical OR operation. Next, assignment operators. Assignment operator. Assignment operator means, see, equal is assignment operator, and as well as we have a plus equal to, for example, C equal to 2, right? Sir, what about C equal to C plus equal to 2? What it means? This means this is a short form of expression. It is called as a short form of expression. This is called as a short form. So what is a short form mean? C equal to C plus 2 means C equal to C plus 2. That is the meaning of C plus equal to 2. Right? For example, C A equal to A minus B. How I am going to write this one? A minus equal to B. Instead of writing A equal to A minus B, I am going to write a short form of A minus. Like that. Even you can use, for example, A equal to A star B. How I am going to write this one? A star equal to B. The both expressions are same. Is this clear? Right? As well as, for example, C. A minus equal to A plus B. A minus equal to A plus B. What it means? Means A equal to A minus, see, observe carefully, A plus B, or A equal to A minus B. Right? If you apply minus means it is for a whole expression, not for only A. Don't write like this. Don't write like this. How? A equal to A minus plus B. This is wrong. Why means the minus is for entire expression. This is for entire expression, not for only A. Right? One bit asked in the gate. What it is? C minus equal to A plus B. What is the answer for this? So they have given C equal to C minus A plus B, C equal to C minus A minus B, and they have given some more options. But this is wrong, right? This is wrong. Only this one is right. Observe carefully. Short form of expression means this minus is going to apply for the entire expression, not only for A. Not only for A. Is this clear? This is the way you are going to use a short form of assignment operators. You know, not only equal, plus equal, division equal, star equal, all are comes under the assignment operators. Is this clear? Right? Is this clear? Next, relational operators. What is the meaning of relational operators? See, relational operators are going to tell the relation between the two operands. Relational operators are going to tell the relation between the two operands. See, for you, open the relational operators. For example, 2 and 3. If you want to know what is the relation between the 2 and 3, you can tell the so many ways. See, 2 is not equal to 3, or 2 is less than 3, right? Or 2 is less than or equal to 3, right? So, you can tell any number of ways. All these, see, all these expressions are true. Yes, 2 is not equal to 3, exactly. 2 is less than 3, yes. 2 is less than or equal to 3, yes. All these conditions are true. Means the relational operator is going to tell the relation with the two operands. See, less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, right? Not equal to, see, not equal to we are going to bring with, and equal to, equal to. See, here I am going to explain this with a small program. Observe clearly. Here 2 is there. 2 greater than 3. Is a condition true or false? 2 is greater than 3. 3 is equal to 3. Right? And 3 is not equal to 3. Right? And 4 is greater than 3. Yeah. What is the output of this program? If I run this code, what I will get? Observe clearly. 2 greater than 3 is a condition true or false? Condition false, right? When the condition false, it is going to turn 0. Right? 3 equal to 3. Yes, condition is true. Condition true means it is going to give the non-zero value. Right? Here 3 is not equal to 3. Condition false, right? It is going to give 0. 4 greater than 3. Yes, condition is true. See, if you run this code, if I run this code, observe carefully what output I will get it here. Right? This is the output, right? This is the output. 0, 1, 0, 1. Relational operators are going to use to tell the relation between the two operands. Right? Is this clear? Okay. And next, arithmetic operators. I hope you people are very good with the arithmetic operators. We have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. These are very, very well-known operators. But coming to the here, you are going to learn the new operator, that is the modulo division, percentage. This is very, very important in many cases. In many cases. I'll tell you. For example, what is a modulo division operator? See, for example, if you are going to apply 2, 5 division. See, 2 2s are 4. You will get 1 is the remainder, right? 1 is the remainder. If you apply 5 by 2 means you will get this output. But if you want to know what is the remainder, then you should use 5 modulo division 2. Then you will get this one. This is very, very useful and very important operator, modulo division. The reason is, for example, if you want to know what is a factor of a given number, what are the factors of given number? For example, what are the factors of 5? What are the factors of 4? How we say that 1, 2 and 4 are the factors of 4? The reason is, when a number is divisible by the particular number, when a number is divisible by the given number, then the particular value is called as a factor of the given number, right? See, how you say that the divisible of the number means, when you will get a remainder is 0, when you will get a remainder is 0, then you say that yes, the number is factor of the given number. Like that you will decide, right? That is the way. Means here, for example, 4 modulo division 2 is equal to 0. Yes, this is a factor. 3 modulo division 2 is equal to, not equal to 0. Condition false, because 3 modulo division, what you will get here? Sorry. 4 modulo division 3. 4 modulo division 3. Here you will get remainder is 1. 1 equal to 0. It is not a factor. The reason is, the remainder is not a 0. Right? So finding a remainder is very, very important. There's so many programs you are going to use a remainder. If you want to check a prime number, if you want to check a number is even or odd, or if you want to check what it is called separating a digits. So everywhere you can use a modulo division operator. Right? Instead of division, you can use modulo division in so many logics. Please remember, modulo division operator is going to give the remainder of a given number. Is this clear? Is this clear? Please remember. And next one, bitwise operators. Bitwise operators. See, we have bitwise operators, logic bitwise and bitwise or bitwise not, as well as you have a negation. Right? It's a XOR. I'll tell you everything. So, and left shift and right shift. Left shift and right shift. So we'll see one by one. We'll see one by one. Bitwise operators. Bitwise operators. What is it? First one is the bitwise AND. Bitwise AND means, for example, 2 and 3. What is a bitwise 2 and 3 means? Single AND operation is called as a bitwise AND. Double AND means that is a logical AND. Right? 2 and 3 means, what is a 2? Binary value 1 0. Right? What is a 3 binary value? 1 1. Means 1 0 and 1 1. If you apply 1 0 and 1 1, 0 1, like AND is, remember, AND is like a multiplication, same logical AND. Right? 0 and 1 means 0 and 1 1 means 1. So output is 2 only. Output is 2 only. What about logical OR? Bitwise OR. Bitwise OR means like a plus. Means if you apply for a, this is a logical AND, right? And if you apply logical OR, means 0 1 1 and 1 1 1 only. Please note this. So 1 1 means the representation of 2 or 3 means the result goes to 3 only. Is this clear? And negation. Negation means you are going to convert the digits into the opposite value. Opposite value. So I'll tell you what value you will get it. Right? We'll see in the program. Bitwise operators. Bitwise operators. Right? 2 and 3. 2 and 3. See, what is the output you are going to get here? 2 and 3. If you run this code, just now I have seen, right? 2 and 3 value is 2 only. 2 and 3 value is 2 only. Right? What happened if you use a OR? OR. So OR means, bitwise OR means, again you will get 3 output. Right? 3 is the output. The reason is, if anyone is true, anyone is 1, it is going to take consider as a 1 only. It is going to consider as a 1 only. What happened if you use a negation? Negation of bitwise negation. Bitwise negation. See, if you run this code, you are going to get -4. -4. The reason is, please note this, the reason is here why it is a -4 means, observe carefully. So 3 is a positive side, right? So means from 0, 1, 2, 3, right? For negative side, -1, -2, -3 and -4 means, so 4 values are there. Negation means opposite, means error. -1, -2, -3, -4. Is this clear? That is why negation of 3 means you increment that value and you can add minus. For example, what is the negation of 21? What is the negation of 21? See, negation of 21 is -22. Observe carefully. -21. If you run this code, -22, right? Means negation of n means, remember, negation of n means minus of n plus 1 if it is a positive. So what happened if I use -21? See, if you run this code, you will get 20, right? This is for positive value. Please note this. If n is positive, this is formula. If n is negative, then negation of -n goes to positive of n minus 1. Is this clear? So here n is the -21, right? The value goes to 20. Is this clear? So negation means the fully opposite. This value comes to this side, this value comes to this side. Is this clear? Right? And what about cap? See, now I'm going to tell you what is a cap symbol. The XOR, the operation is XOR. What is the XOR? See, 2 cap 3. See, what is the result here? If you run this code, 1 is the output. Why it is the answer is 1? Why 1 means, see, what is the 2 decimal part, binary format? 1, 0. What is a 3, 1, 1. XOR. You know XOR operation? XOR means 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1 or 0, 0. See, 1, 1 condition goes to false. 0, 0 condition goes to false. The remaining cases condition goes to true. True means 0. Here true means 1. Here true means 1. Here false means 0. See, 0, 1. 0, 1. Condition goes to 1. 1, 1 condition goes to 0. 0 value, if you convert into the decimal, you will get 1 only. Right? So what happened if I use 4 here? 4 here. Now tell me what is the answer here? 4. 4 means, see, 4 means 1, 0, 0. Right? This is 4. And this is for 3. You don't have a number, right? By default the value is 0. Now tell me what is the result here? If you apply XOR 0, 1 means 1, 0, 1 means 1, 1, 0 means 1. Now see, 111 means, you know, the equivalent decimal value is decimal value is 7 only. Decimal system, right? If you run this code, got it? 7 is the output. This is the XOR operation. Okay, is this clear? And what about left shift and right shift? Right? If you observe left shift and right shift, for example, int a equal to 5. Right? If you apply a is less than 2 means 2 times left shift. Its meaning is 2 times left shift. First, what is the binary value of 5? First find out that one. What is the binary value of 5? 1 0 0 sorry 1 0 1 0 1, right? What you are saying, left shift of 2 numbers means, so actually this is it contains zeros here, right? It contains zeros generally. If you apply left shift of 2 zeros means simple concept. Remember, left shift of 2 zeros means you simply put 1 0 1 and you add 2 zeros extra here, friend. 2 zeros extra because you used 2, right? 2 zeros extra. Now what is the value you are going to get here? 2 zeros extra means if you convert this value, 2 power 0 plus 2 power 1 plus 2 power 2 plus 2 power 3 plus 2 power 4. Here 1 0 1 0 0 means the value goes to 16 plus 0 plus 4 plus 0 plus 0, right? We're going to get 20 is the output. Is this clear? This is called as a left shift. This is called as a left shift. Left shift means you just blindly put a 2 zeros before number. That's all. This is called as a left shift. You just try it. Is this clear? 20 is the output, right? Is this clear? Yes, this is called as a left shift. Sir, what about right shift? What about right shift? Yes, I'll tell you. What about right shift? See, right shift means this is right shift. What is the meaning of right shift means? Observe clearly. For example, value is 101. Now we are going to right shift means simply you can erase the last 2 numbers. You can erase the last 2 numbers. What is the value you are going to get? 1 is the output. See, if you run this code, got it? Got it? 1 is the output. Right shift means you remove that many number of digits. Left shift means you add that many zeros in front of the number. It's a very simple concept, right? Don't get confused. Don't get confused. Is this clear? This is called as a left shift and right shift, right? So operators are very important in all cases. Yeah. Next, comma operator. You know the comma operator is using to separate the 2 tokens. To separate the 2 tokens, you are going to use a comma operator, variable separation. Okay, na? Variable separation. And coming to the conditional operator. Conditional operator. Conditional operator is the example of ternary operator. We have only one conditional operator. Interview point of view, many interviewers are going to ask, what is a conditional operator? Sorry, what is a ternary operator in C language? It is a conditional operator. Conditional operator is going to represent with the question mark with the colon. Question mark with the colon. This is that expression 1 question mark, expression 2 colon, expression 3. What it means? If condition is true, it executes this expression. If this expression is false, then it executes this expression. This is called as a conditional operator. Conditional operator is going to work with the 3 operands. That is why it is a ternary operator. It is called as a ternary operator. For example, I want to know which is the largest of A and B. A and B. So, for example, A value is 3, B value is 2. I want to know which is the largest one. See, if A value is greater than B, what I said? If condition is true, first expression will execute, right? A. If condition is false, it goes to execute the second expression. For example, C equal, if you write this expression, C value get, see, if 3 is greater than 2, condition true or false? Condition is true. Condition true means it goes to here, means here C value is 3. For example, B contains 12 means C equal to A value is 3 greater than 12. 3 greater than 12. Condition goes to false, right? When the condition goes to false and condition goes to false means it comes to here. What is the B value? B value is 13 means C comes to 13. 12. Because B value is 12, right? This is called as a conditional operator. Conditional operator is going to check the conditions simply based on the simple expressions. Simple expression. Simple. If condition true, this is the true. If condition false, it comes to second part. This is the first compartment, this is the second compartment. Is this clear? And coming to the last one, increment and decrement operators. Increment and decrement operators. Plus plus and minus minus. Plus plus and minus minus. Operators are called as a increment and decrement operators. Increment and decrement operators. See, increment and decrement operators. Addition is called as an increment operator. Subtraction, so 2 minus is called as a decrement operator. What happen if write I plus plus? I plus plus. See, for example, I equal to 1. If I write I plus plus means after this statement, I value goes to 2. What happen if I value is 1? If I apply I minus minus, what is I value? I value goes to 0. I value goes to 0. This is the increment and decrement operators. Increment and decrement operators. Here we have a post increment and pre decrement. And post increment and pre decrement. For example, I plus plus and plus plus I. Right? And I minus minus and minus minus I. Operator is there after operand, right? This is called as a post increment. This is called as a post increment. And this is called as a pre increment. Pre increment. And this is called as a post decrement. Post decrement. And this is called as a pre decrement. Right? We'll get more on these increment and decrement operators. We'll see in the precedences operators in the next class. Okay? Now, in this class, we have seen all the operators clearly. These are the 8 operators. Remember, Lara commented on BCCA. If you observe these 2 words, definitely you are able to remember all these operators. Okay? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.